Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Par 6 podcast. Date is, July 31st, not August yet. Yeah, July 31st. And as always, Dan Bonnett playing our intro. Today, I spent a very fun day over at Brown's training camp. Huge shout out to my friend Nick. He hooked me up with some VIP seats. Got to sit in the loge right on the field. And the Browns looked good. They looked pretty good today. I really only saw offense and defensive line. All skilled positions were on the far side of the field, but I did get to see Myles Garrett close up. He's huge, ginormous. The kid's gonna be a freak. I'm excited to see what he has. Yeah, I got to see, and I also saw some of the quarterbacks throw too. Kaiser looking like the best, at least delivery wise. He had the most, I guess, orthodox release points. Looking at, Osweiler, he looks like he could be the best quarterback in the group, just build-wise. Obviously, I don't think he is. I think Kaiser is. But, yeah, it was really cool watching those guys throw around. It was a great day and everything. I got some autographs, got to talk to some players. Cole, who is starting week 1 against Pittsburgh? Quarterback.
I would like to see Kaiser, but I think it's going to be Kessler, just based on them not thinking that Kaiser's ready yet.
I do think Kaiser is the best quarterback in the group, but week 1 in Pittsburgh, I'm sending Osweiler and Kessler out there. I just think, Kaiser goes out there week 1, just gets his brains beaten in by Pittsburgh. It's just going to ruin his confidence, slow down his progressions as a quarterback. So, I mean, maybe if it was someone else like Jacksonville or even the Bengals, I'd be fine with Kaiser going out there. But Pittsburgh with that defensive front, nah, keep Kaiser out of that. Yeah, that's about all I had. I posted a few videos on our Twitter page of Garrett and some other pictures I got. It was awesome. Great experience.
Yeah, I really don't have anything to comment because I wasn't there with you today. So just kind of sitting over here in the corner until we get to maybe the Cavs and Indians talk.
I really don't want to talk about the Cavs till later, but let's talk about Indians and their new toy, Joe Smith. Or, I'm sorry, old toy, now new.
Old new toy. Reliever,
Yep.
right-hander.
Yep, 33. Was with Toronto. I think he had like a 3.30 ERA. Good reliever. I mean,
anybody's better than Brian Shaw at this point.
Yeah,
A blindfolded monkey could be better than Brian Shaw.
I wanted us maybe get another starter, like an innings eater. I wanted Lance Lynn. We didn't get him. But, yeah, since we got Joe Smith, that better means Shaw better not pitch another inning past the 5th again this year. I'm sorry. He just can't do it. He cannot do it. But, yeah, that's funny. And today the Indians started a rough stretch of games with Boston, New York, Tampa. And I think they're losing right now 6-2 last I checked. They had a little rally in the 8th inning. I don't know. They better. I mean, I'd like to see them go above 500 on this rough patch, just to give me some confidence. I mean, they didn't make a huge splash in the trade deadline like everyone thought they might have.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody that we have ready to, any top prospects we have to trade, I mean, are almost ready to go in the bigs.
Yeah.
We're not going to bring up Bobby Bradley just because of Santana, but maybe next year you can't afford to re-sign Santana. He might be your guy. Is it really worth trading him away?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, he's probably. I don't think he'll last when his contract's up. I don't know if he's going to stay with Cleveland.
Who's that?
Santana.
I don't think we're going to be able to afford him.
I mean, do you think he'll get big money somewhere? He's
We'll
like
see. I mean, he's hot right now, but we'll see how he finishes out the season.
250. He'll give you 18, 20 home runs a year.
He's hit a lot of home runs here in that 10-game win or in that 9-game win streak. He was on fire.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen him bat like that in a long time.
and I mean, even last year I think he had a career year last year. So yeah, he probably will get some interest. Probably not a ton of money, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, probably on to the biggest headline in Cleveland sports, sadly. Not the Indians, not the Browns training camp, but the
Kyrie Irving wants out.
Kyrie LeBron drama.
The feud. The family
Um,
feud.
I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, the Fox 8 promo with, it was taking shots at Kyrie. I thought that was funny. I really did. The go ahead, go ahead, enjoy the ring.
Yeah. It's LeBron's city. I mean, now let me ask you something here, Randy.
All right.
If we're in a situation where, let's say LeBron doesn't have a no-trade clause,
All right.
and Kyrie Irving obviously doesn't have a no-trade clause. Kyrie Irving wants to be the guy. He doesn't want to play with LeBron James.
You take out Kyrie.
Even at his age compared to LeBron's?
LeBron, no.
I mean, let him go.
No, it's whatever LeBron wants. That's kind of what set Kyrie off. If I feel like if Kyrie were to say, "Hey, I really like this guy," let's say he's like shooting a 2, and LeBron said, "Well, I like this guy who's also a 2." They're gonna sign who LeBron wants over who Kyrie would want, And I think any move the Cavs have made have all been pretty much what LeBron wanted, and I could see how that's frustrating to Kyrie,
But I'm saying right now you have Kyrie Irving signed to another 3 years. Who knows what the future of LeBron is after next year? If that were the case and he were to waive his no trade clause, does that at least make you think about it?
Okay, if this was if the LeBron and Kyrie were in Milwaukee, I'd say trade the older 3 player that can leave at any time and keep the younger one that's under contract. But this is LeBron City, We were devastated when he left again. Why would we send him out?
But who knows? What if he just does it again?
Yeah, I mean that's the risk, and that's yeah. We were every time his contract's up, it's always like, oh, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna leave?
Now I saw a trade going around that I just thought was pathetic. It was the Cavs would receive Eric Bledsoe and Carmelo Anthony. The Knicks would receive Kyrie Irving and Tyson Chandler. And the Suns would receive who was the next draft pick? Frank
Nidalinka.
Nidalinka, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Him and Kevin Love. Now, how bad of a trade is that
That's
for the
terrible.
Cavs?
No.
I mean, you tell me we get rid of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love and we get Carmelo Anthony and Eric Bledsoe. That's a past superstar and one who's not yet a superstar.
Yeah. No.
I saw that and I just thought that was horrible. The only way I'd trade Kyrie right now is if the Suns were to give us Bledsoe, Jackson, and a draft pick.
I heard they'd give up Marquise Chris before they give up Josh Jackson. And Chris is at 6'10", power forward, really athletic. And I mean, if that trade goes through, then we're looking at a bench lineup of Rose, Jeff Green, Jefferson, Marquise Chris, and possibly that Tavares. Who knows? That could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because Jackson and Chris kind of play the same position. I think Chris is a little taller.
Yeah, he is. I think Josh Jackson's about 6'8".
Yeah. So they're kind of like the same player, athletic. They don't. Right now, outside of dunking, they don't have much of an offensive game. I really don't know what we're gonna do. If Kyrie's going anywhere, it's gonna be before the season. Yeah, it's gonna be before camp and everything.
Yep, and it's not even one of those situations like where Carmelo Anthony wanted to trade out of New York the past couple of years, but he would at least compromise. He would work with guys and stay there until they were ready to trade him. Kyrie Irving's out. He's ignoring the whole organization. He's mocking LeBron James and
he's
Steph Curry.
at a wedding with like the worst possible person on the planet to be mocking him with. That was like the biggest F you to Cleveland and the Cavs you could probably do. Mocking LeBron with probably the most hated guy in Cleveland. Oh, that really set me off. I mean, handle it like a freaking adult, dude.
Yeah, you don't want to be somewhere, explain it, and really request a trade and get on Dan Gilbert about getting you out of Cleveland. But don't go out, mock maybe the greatest player of all time, easily the greatest player of Kyrie Irving's generation.
Yeah.
And you're going to mock him. And then on top of that, it's going to be with Steph Curry, who is, I think, possibly one of the most overrated players in the league. And
I disagree.
Well, I mean, yes, but I'm saying in the standpoint that people say he's better than LeBron James.
Okay, yeah.
I would say that's very overrated.
No, he's not as good as LeBron, but he's a really good basketball player.
And I had something else I was going to say. I can't.
And if Kyrie does go somewhere, I hope he knows when he plays Cleveland, LeBron will beat the living hell out of him and his team.
That's where I was going with this.
Yeah,
you're going to go and do all that and then expect to just, whenever Dan Gilbert comes up with a place for you to go, you're going to say, oh, that's not where I want to be traded.
Yeah, and I mean, like, also, what if we don't find a trade for Kyrie? He's got to show up to training camp with LeBron,
those guys.
With LeBron in the same building as him.
I mean, really, that's what I'm saying with Carmelo Anthony. He kept the ties with his teammates.
He wasn't burning bridges.
I mean, that's all Kyrie did. I mean, at this point, can you even keep the guy? Really?
No. I mean, if he didn't even want to trade out and he was doing stuff like this, I'd get him out of here.
Right.
That's ridiculous. You're a grown like if this was any other sort of work other than professional basketball. I mean, if he was working for Apple, and then you see him at a party with Bill Gates, like, making fun of
Steve Jobs.
Well, not him anymore.
But
Ballmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was out there making fun of Ballmer, I mean, they'd fire him. They'd fire him on the spot if he was just mocking. He's lucky he's a professional athlete, because any other type of work that's unexcusable. As a freaking adult, he's out there doing that. It's awful.
And then, like, it's a completely, like, I mean, Cleveland fans have supported the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to put it on the level of what LeBron leaving for Miami was, but
I don't know. I mean, this is pretty bad. Dancing around with Steph Curry, mocking the best player in Cleveland, the player like all Cleveland fans are in love with. That's pretty.
I mean, this would basically be like if, let's say, Carlos Santana doesn't want to play for the Indians anymore. So he goes out to a party with
the Cubs.
Aroldis Chapman.
He's with the Yanks.
Oh, with the Yankees now. Okay, he goes out to a party with John Lester.
Yeah.
And makes fun of Corey Kluber and says, he doesn't want to play with Corey Kluber because he's in the spotlight. I mean, it's the same thing as, like, you could look at any situation. This would be like an
Ohio State player going up north and, like, mocking Urban Meyer with
Jim Harbaugh.
Wilton Spade or Harbaugh or someone.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the biggest rivalry in basketball. Whether LeBron wants to call it a rivalry or not, it's a rivalry. And Kyrie is just being an idiot. There's no excuse. Yeah, we get it. You want out. Don't mock Cleveland. I mean, yeah, when it first started, it was just like Kyrie and LeBron's thing. Now Kyrie has sucked in the whole city into this. So now, instead of, like, people going against LeBron, now everyone's like, oh, Cleveland mistreated him. It's all Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland. Act like a freaking adult. Ask to be traded. Don't go out and do all this. And you know what? If you get sent to another team, go ahead and do whatever you want. Mock LeBron all you want, because I hope you're going to get murdered.
And you won't win a finals unless you get traded to Golden
murdered
State.
When you play LeBron. Like, you look at Golden State. When they're making fun of LeBron, saying it's a man's league. and all this and that, and then he goes out and whoops them in 4 straight. And now, if Kyrie does leave too, what's everyone going to talk about in that 2016 finals run? The block. You're only going to hear the block from now. If Kyrie were to leave, you know? Like,
I get what
it's
you're
like,
saying.
oh, Kyrie hit a 3? That's cool.
Yeah,
He's beloved here.
I mean, it's one thing to request a trade, but then to go out and, like, make a joke out of Cleveland was, like, I mean, like, it's where he started his career, where he grew his career and, you know, put himself on the map.
Yeah, think about it.
That's like living in your childhood home.
Yeah.
And then just
burning it down.
Because
I mean, it was
because
either
you want to move out.
You know, you go with Derek Williams, who dominated his whole college career, or take a chance on this point guard out of Duke who was hurt most of the season. And we said, hey, we'll take a chance on you, Kyrie. We won't let you go out in freezing Minnesota and go waste your prime fighting for an 8 seed every year. We bring him LeBron. We bring him JR. We bring him Kevin Love. But, you know, we bring him all these pieces, and he goes out and does this.
And it's like, today in the NBA, there's no such thing as being a one-man team.
Yeah,
it's all
like we said before. It's you need to have
more than one piece.
Yeah,
and
so yeah, he's jealous of John Wall and Lillard.
Well, look at those guys.
They would do anything. They would do
even
anything.
Damian Lillard said, "What's this guy complaining about?" I mean, who would complain about going to the finals every single year?
Yeah, they would do anything to be in Kyrie's shoes, and he's out here like, oh yeah, it's not that great, you know. LeBron gets all the glory. You know, when
he loses, it's not like Kyrie's taking all the hate.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, during that parade, you think those millions of people were there only for LeBron? When you're rolling around, looking at these people just screaming your name, going crazy, just seeing you, they loved him. We loved Kyrie.
And it's like, even now, like, if he doesn't get traded, how's he going to get treated around Cleveland now?
Yeah.
Not good. And it's not then he can try to put that blame on the people of Cleveland, but how can he when he's out?
We have to trade him now. LeBron's not going to want to play with him. He just really, and now what I'm afraid is Kyrie's going to keep, you know, asking and begging for a trade, eventually to the point where we just settle and do what Indiana did. Send him out for nothing. Get nothing back. That's what scares me most of all of this. Like, you know, we can get quite a bit back for Kyrie. You know, there is the right trade out there. If we keep waiting and letting him do all this, I mean, there's no way he starts the season in a Cavs uniform. If he keeps acting like, there's no way. And I'm just afraid Kobe or the new GM is just gonna settle for something like way less than what we would have given than we could have gotten.
I mean, I'm gonna make him sit on the bench until that trade comes up. I mean, you can't bench a player like Kyrie, that's a problem. But I'm not gonna sit here and listen to what he wants. I mean, maybe you can listen to what he wants if he's sitting down like an adult and respectfully talking. But when you're out partying with Steph Curry, and I can understand if you want to go out. I mean, those guys are all friends. I understand.
Yeah, it's AAU league now. Everyone's friends with everyone.
And that's fine. If you want to go out to a wedding and hang out with Steph Curry, that's fine. But don't mock your teammates.
Yeah, especially your best teammate.
Right. Whether you want out or not, you don't. It's not something you do. It's not something you do at any level.
No.
I mean, it's your teammates.
Oh, it's awful. Just terrible. I was gonna say something. I completely forgot what it was. But and honestly, I mean, now I think teams around the league are starting to notice that, like, hey, if we just wait it out, eventually Cleveland's gonna get desperate. Eventually, they're gonna need to make a trade. So now no one's gonna want to make a trade with us because they know if they just wait it out, we're gonna eventually screw up and just give Kyrie away for peanuts.
And the thing is we can sit here and say, okay, trade him to Portland for Damian Lillard. Oh, like, Damian Lillard's good and we want him. But before Kyrie said, I want out, would you trade him for Damian Lillard?
No.
Exactly. So now if I saw like some voting that people were saying that Damian Lillard was better than Kyrie Irving. This was based on Cleveland poll, like a Cleveland fan base poll, and they could say what they want, but had none of this ever happened, everybody would have said Kyrie Irving's a better player. I want Kyrie Irving on the Cavs. I would not trade him for Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely think they're close. Like, I don't think it's like night and day. Like, they're definitely both high-level point guards.
but
And, how much better is Portland going to get? Portland might not even accept the trade because Kyrie has 1 year less on his deal than Lillard does. So Portland might just say, we're switching for two players that are almost even skill-wise. We'd have to throw someone in, of course. Maybe like Channing Frye or...
And they'd probably have to throw somebody in.
Yeah.
Because I think Kyrie Irving's better.
But yeah, honestly, how much... that wouldn't make Portland that much better.
No, so why would they give up anything?
Exactly. I don't think Portland will trade with us. And then they said the Timberwolves getting
But they don't want to give up one of their superstars. They said, well, if you're getting Kyrie Irving, you're not keeping Wiggins, Butler, Karl Anthony Towns.
They'd give up Wiggins. That's who they would trade. Maybe we get him and Jang.
That'd be the nice one to get back, man. I'd trade Kyrie for Andrew Wiggins straight up. I would. The future, Andrew Wiggins' future.
Then we wouldn't have a point. We wouldn't have a starting point guard. Like I don't.
You'd have to find one somewhere else.
Yeah, that's the issue there. And
maybe you could throw in somebody else. I don't think you could throw in somebody else and get Jeff Teague out of them.
No. We'd have to somehow find another point guard to play with us. That's why I'm thinking.
You can't count on Rose.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we can somehow get Nidalinka and Melo in a deal, that could work
for just
out.
Kyrie. I'm not giving up Kevin Love for those two.
No.
At this point, Kevin Love's going to be in a Cavs jersey.
Yeah.
This season, which is great. There's no reason to split the whole team.
And that trade would make sense for the Knicks. You're giving away a player who wants out of New York, and you're trading away a point guard with potential for a proven point guard. So I could see the Knicks making that trade. I'd really be interested in getting Bledsoe, just because he's...
Well, I would need Josh Jackson, too.
If we can somehow get a even deal with Phoenix getting Bledsoe and Jackson or Chris or...
Because you can't get just Bledsoe. Realistically...
you cannot trade Kyrie for Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe.
If there was no other player in the deal, nah. It'd have to be Bledsoe, a player, and a pick. And maybe we throw in Channing Frye on our end.
For me, it would have to be Josh Jackson. The kid was ridiculous in college, and neither of them are proven players yet. So how is that? How can you say you don't want to give up? You only want to give up one or the other?
Bledsoe's been in the league for a while. I think everyone knows who Bledsoe is. I don't think he's going to get much better than what he's been doing, and he's been doing fine. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just Josh Jackson. Yeah, you're right. I could see why they'd want to keep him. I wouldn't mind though Marquise Chris.
I could not see us doing that trade, Kyrie, for those two. I
was reading somewhere that Jackson can't even be traded until August 2nd.
Which would be in 2 days. So
yeah, because that's what we had to do when we drafted Wiggins. We had to wait till we could trade him to Minnesota and everything. So maybe there is a deal. He was working out with LeBron and Derrick Rose in Vegas.
Bledsoe was.
Yeah, Bledsoe was.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah,
so
Bledsoe.
Maybe it's something we don't know, but at this point, as much as it hurts to say because he's a great player, I don't even want to see Kyrie Irving with the Cavs.
Oh no, not anymore. After everything he's done, ignored us, mocked us. No, leave. We don't want you. Welcome.
Welcome here. But it's like leave, but at the same time, it's like we need something valuable.
Yeah, that's. We're
everybody's joking around saying, "Oh, send him to the Nets." Well, yeah,
then
but you need something. Look at what you got into the kid.
It's a very tough spot for a first-year GM to be in.
Oh yeah,
I definitely feel like Griff would have made a move by now. Or, I mean, they could be waiting until the second to get Josh Jackson.
Maybe. Never know.
Yeah, for a first-year GM, this is a pretty
It's
big
not somewhere I'd want
quagmire.
to be. That's
No.
for sure.
Yeah. This is a tough way to start your career, but, I mean, he pulls this off and gets us that Phoenix trade or the Minnesota trade or a good New York trade. I mean, then I think he might be around for a while if he can somehow get Kyrie out of here, but still have a championship contending team.
That's the thing that scares me is, Boston's right there. If Cavs make one slip up,
Yeah.
they could get into the finals.
I
No
mean,
problem.
if you really think about it, if we do make this trade and get us a Marquise Chris or a Josh Jackson.
Then I heard that they were interested in Kyrie Irving.
Who?
The Celtics. But for what?
Yeah.
Play two, but
Isaiah Thomas.
yeah, no. I mean, think about all their draft picks, though. But
Yeah.
we're not in a situation where we need draft
No, we
picks.
need players, proven
Yeah.
players. Because if you think about it, if we get in a trade where we get Wiggins and Gorgie Jane, or let's just stick on this Phoenix trade. I mean, superstar wise, yeah, we're probably not. We won't have as many superstars as we did last year, but I feel like we'd have definitely a deeper team, deeper lineup that could contend with the Warriors. If we can get a Josh Jackson or a Marquise Chris, coming off the bench, we'll have Rose.
Well, I think Josh Jackson would probably start.
Over who though?
Well, who would? Let's say that the trade goes down. Bledsoe would be the one.
JR at 2, LeBron 3, Kevin 4, Thompson 5. Our bench would be Rose,
Oh man,
Korver, Jackson.
could you imagine having Josh Jackson off your bench?
Yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be awesome.
Or we'd have Rose, Korver, Green, Jackson, and Richard Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think Channing Frye will be a part of a trade bundle with Kyrie. I don't think Channing Frye will be a Cav next year. I mean, that's a way deeper team than coming off the
It's
bench
like 2
last
for
year.
1 right there.
Yeah, the only player that could really play on our bench last year was Korver.
If he's not shooting well, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, Shumpert's an offensive liability.
Right.
Channing Frye can't guard a chair in pick and rolls. Richard Jefferson too. I'll give Richard. I mean, I love him. Probably my favorite player on the Cavs, just because he gives it his all, no matter what the score is. Most players. I'm thinking about retiring. No, I'm coming back. Okay, maybe they'll get like their minutes cut. No, he was playing same amount of minutes as he was the year before and playing with the same amount of intensity. You gotta love that. Even in the finals, we were getting our brains kicked in, and the first 2 games, he was diving on the floor, hustling, giving it his all. And you have to love that as not even as a Cavs fan, just as a basketball fan, just seeing a player do that, no matter what the score is. So I hope we keep him. I think we will. He's not going anywhere.
No, because if he leaves, he'll just retire.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna retire, Cav.
And maybe he'll do something because I wouldn't really say the Nets were the Nets are the team that drafted him. I could maybe see him just signing a 1 year, like one of those contracts just to retire as a Net.
Now, you think that this is almost something I haven't thought about yet, but it just kind of came across my mind. James Jones is in that front office now
In
in
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
What does that mean for him wanting Kyrie Irving there?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that'd be that could help us. That could help us a lot. I still don't know why we didn't think to offer him any kind of deal as our basketball operations. I mean, that kind of ticked me off seeing that James Jones was a Cav for the past 3 years, just leave, and we don't even think of trying to sign him to a front office deal, and he goes with Phoenix.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it helps you out in the long run.
Yeah, maybe he is. Maybe that's obviously our front office is close with him. He could be the one pulling the strings behind a deal with us. I don't know, man. Very interesting.
That's all I got for now.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything for this podcast. I'm gonna try and I'll try and put up some videos I got from training camp into this.
Did we pick any winners for our Twitter giveaway?
Yes, we did. Let me pull them up real quick.
For the, not tell what we're giving away
It's the tickets to the Browns,
and how we're gonna get them to them.
the Browns scrimmage.
DM us on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll DM you. Let me just find who we had. We had it typed up. Through it.
The only way to win is you must be listening to the podcast to
Yeah.
hear your name.
Where's it at?
Is yours loading or no?
Oh, we're getting no internet out here.
All right.
Where are we trying to find it? Here we go.
All right.
We are going to pick.
How many are we giving away?
We'll give away 3.
All right.
Ryan George, Bryce Hogue, and Aaron Pollock. We will contact you guys. DM us if you have any questions. We'll try and get our the tickets out to Will Call. The scrimmage is August 4th at First Energy. Just the orange and brown scrimmage. It's going to be pretty competitive. It was really competitive today at the training camp. And one thing I wanted to add in about training camp I forgot to talk about earlier was oh my gosh, who's the defensive coordinator? Greg Williams. I want him to stay. That guy is intense. I love it. I think it was a kid. He was a defensive lineman, linebacker, and he was asking where he wants to go. He got right in that dude's face mask. He's like, "You go to the defensive lineman where you've been every effing day this training camp." Just got on this dude's case, and I loved it. And then another thing I want to add in was Myles Garrett seems to be a leader of that front seven for our defense. I saw him there when they were doing drills. Agba jumped off sides a couple of times, and he started getting on Agba about it. I was surprised.
By a rookie, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's gonna be a leader. You don't see that much from rookies, but then again, this Browns team is really young, so there's really not many like veterans on the
yeah.
D line.
Also, we have one more that we missed. We decided we're gonna give away one extra ticket, and that's going to Tricky Rick.
Tricky Rick on Twitter. DM us. We'll let you guys know, and all the other winners, Ryan, Bryce, and Aaron. We'll let you guys know how to get the tickets, where it's at, and times and everything. So that's about it for this podcast. Again, thank you to my friend Nick for those tickets. Had a great time at training camp, and we'll just pull you out to some Dan Bonnett.